Another adventure in Google Ads story. This is number 5. So I'm in Starbucks and I'm having a meeting with one of my clients, and we're just looking at the laptop, going over their Google Ads campaign, tweaking it, making sure everything's legit, looking at their calls and everything. So when we get done, they leave, and there's a lady sitting at the long table at Starbucks, and she kind of hollers at me and says, "Hey, I heard you talking about Google Ads." I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "If I show you mine, will you look at mine?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "How much will you charge?" I go, "If it takes me more than 15 minutes, I'll charge you, $100 or whatever." And this is like 2015 time frame. And so I said, "Well, what kind of business do you have? What's your website?" I said, "Let me look at that first before I look at Google Ads, because a lot of times that'll give you a lot of insight in before you even look at Google Ads as to what the situation is." So she has a PhD in psychiatry. She's very intelligent, very confident in herself. She's like, "I've been paying Google Ads $500 a month for 5 years, and I don't think I get anything out of it." I'm like, "Okay." So she turns her laptop around, and I start fiddling around in her Google Ads, and I'm looking for clicks, looking for impressions. There are none. So I changed the date range. Everything's still showing 0. I'm like, "Do you have a second Google Ads account?" And she's like, "No." And I'm looking for more campaigns. I'm looking for somewhere where she's getting clicks or impressions. So then I'm like, "Oh, I'll just go to the billing tab and see when they billed her." And so I go in there, and they were never able to charge her anything. She racked up $500 worth of clicks 5 years ago, and the payment didn't go through. Probably she entered the card wrong or something, who knows. And so it just turned off Google Ads. But she thought that for the past 5 years, she had been getting charged $500 a month from Google Ads. And so I said, "Well," I turned the computer around and I showed her, "Hey, this is what I'm seeing. Are you sure you don't have another account somewhere? Or someone else doesn't have another account? Or you don't have a Google Maps, you know, campaign running, or something else running that's like Google Ads?" And she's like, "No, I don't." I was like, "Are you sure? Do you have another Google login?" I went through all the steps to try and figure out, because in my mind, I'm thinking that she is seeing $500 coming out of her bank account or out of her credit card or whatever every month. And then so I said, "Well, can you check your statements to see if they're actually charging you every month?" And so she did, and she's like, "Oh, they haven't been." And she was a little bit embarrassed, and she kind of laughed and a little bit relieved, because she felt like she wasn't getting anything, but she wasn't sure. And now she knows that she was never paying them anything. So the whole thing was just kind of funny. So I'd helped her enter it, showed her where to enter her card, helped her get it set up to where it should work well. And by that time, I'd probably helped set up over 100 mental health professionals that are solo practitioners. So, it was pretty quick. And yeah, so just one of those crazy things that happens when you're just sitting in Starbucks talking to people. And, before COVID, that was the place to have a quick little business meeting, and just talk about stuff and go over stuff and then depart. So, so yeah, anyway, funny stuff happening there, and lots of small lessons, a little bit of humor, but it didn't cost her anything. Although there's always a chance that she did have some other campaign running somewhere, who knows, but we couldn't find it on our laptop. So Chris Guidry with Set Free Agency. If you need help setting up your campaign, looking at your campaign, learning how to manage it, or if you want me to manage it, just give me a call.